Candy Cane Lane was released in 2023 and was directed by Reginald Hudlin. It tells the story of Chris Carver, who makes a pact with an elf to help him win the Christmas annual decorating event. However, the elf manages to cast a spell which brings the 12 Days of Christmas alive as ornament figures, which causes absolute mayhem in the town. Candy Cane Lane was a film that I just seen the advertisement for, and it had starring Eddie Murphy, and I decided to check it out because I actually do really like Eddie Murphy. And since it's a Christmas movie that just came out this year, and since it's nearly Christmas, I decided why not give it a watch and review it. After watching the movie, I thought it was okay. I don't know, it's a film I'm very mixed feelings about. I don't know if I should either say it's decent or just okay. I don't know. The storyline, it's a bit messy. It actually does start off quite good and quite funny and entertaining. The first half of the movie is actually pretty solid and quite entertaining and quite charming and heartwarming. But then the second half just gets really corny. It gets a bit boring, a bit bland, and just really cringy in all honesty. Now, a good few of the jokes were actually quite funny, but I found a lot of the jokes, particularly with the ornaments, very annoying and just very over the top. There were times where I thought the pacing was just it was a bit boring in areas after the first half, and the direction by Reginald Hudlin is not very good. The direction in the first half is pretty good. It feels like a nice Christmas movie, but then after that with the second half, it just feels dull. I just lose interest. It just starts to get bland in all honesty. It is a harmless movie, like it's not terrible, and again there is some heartwarming moments, like the ending in particular is actually quite nice and it does fit the story, but there's just lots of jokes, there's lots of moments, there's some very over the top performances which just kind of kill the movie for me personally. So it's not to say the story's bad, and it is a movie that's worth at least checking out once, but there's just a lot holding it back. The acting is actually pretty decent. Eddie Murphy and the family do good performances, and the other characters do decent performances as well. However, Pepper's performance and the ornament performances are honestly very over the top. Now, there were times where the voice acting for the ornaments weren't too bad, but the villain in particular, oh my god, that performance is awful. It's obnoxious, in all honesty. I just found it so annoying. And there were just times where I just found the ornaments, again, I just found the voice acting to be just very over the top and just very annoying. So yeah, despite some decent performances, there's just some performances that are just get on my nerves. The characters of the film, there is a few decent characters, but there is also a few that, much like their performances, kind of annoying. Chris was actually a decent protagonist, I will give credit. Eddie Murphy definitely delivers a delightful performance, and his family are also decent characters too, and they actually are all quite likeable. The ornament figures were okay. At times they were decent, but I honestly found them very annoying and very over the top throughout most of the film. The villain Pepper, though, oh Jesus. Much like the performance, I honestly think this character is atrocious. She's just so over the top and not interesting in the slightest. I will give credit, the mid-credit scene with her is actually kind of funny, and that did make me chuckle a little bit. But I just think the way this character was written is just god awful. So yeah, the film has a bit of a mixed bag with the characters. The music of the film is not very memorable. It's quite forgettable and just not really that great, honestly. For me, this definitely isn't a bad film, and there is some decent charm to it, and there is some merit. But there's a lot that holds it back for me from me liking it. The first half of the film was pretty good, and I was hoping that the film was going to get better. But it's just one of those movies that starts off quite good, and then just falls flat with the rest of it, which is a shame, because I genuinely did actually see a bit of potential with this film. I seen the trailer for it and I saw the marketing and I thought it looked like a fun film. I guess I was wrong, unfortunately. Overall, Candy Cane Lane is okay. The storyline is a bit messy. It starts off quite entertaining, but but then it just gets a bit corny, it starts to become a bit bland and dull. The main characters are good, but the villain is just absolutely god awful, and the music is quite forgettable and not really all that memorable. There is some heart in the movie, and there is some decent performance, but that's about it really. It's not bad by any means, and it's worth giving at least one watch, but I don't know if it's something I'd be watching again anytime soon. I'm gonna give Candy Cane Lane a 6 out of 10. It's not bad, and if you guys like it, then that's really nice. But for me, I just couldn't get into it. Apart from the first half, I just started to lose interest. Maybe I will give it a second chance in the future, but I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. So that's it for my review of Candy Cane Lane. Stay tuned for my next review. Until then, guys, thank you all for watching. Take care, guys. See you guys next time, and skidoosh.